Hey everybody, it is Mr. Fudge, your balloon man, and we are here today with Austin Humphreys. Austin is a entertainer that has been working for me for quite a while. We started working how long ago, Austin, was it?
Oh, geez, I think I first started working with you probably, 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. Something crazy.
Yeah, so it's been a little while, so that's cool. And Austin now has gone on, done his own thing, started working on his own, and then has recently come back and started working with us again. So um, I've had an interview with a balloon decorator. Actually, he interviewed me. Then I had an interview with a balloon twister who also does some decorating. That's a little more well known. And then I also want to have some of these conversations with some other entertainers out there that maybe aren't as well known. And Austin is one of those who I think his skill in balloons have jumped a lot. And you were just telling me before we started recording, you haven't actually been to a convention yet, right?
No, no, I have not. I want to go bad. It's just one of those things where sometimes you just gotta take a hit on like hanging out with your friends and spending all the money. Where you really, I would love to be there, but I gotta make money myself. So
Yeah, that's right. Now, Austin, you were a little spoiled. You did have me teach you
I,
and lead you and show you where to go. So that does happen. But and you've done a lot since then and followed some other people on YouTube and Facebook and come up with some designs on your own. So that's really cool. Now, Austin, just for the audience here, how did you actually get started in balloons? Like, how was that even a thing that came up in your life?
so balloons kind of got nudged on me multiple times throughout my life, and entertaining in general. Started I was 7 years old, and my dad got me my very first like balloon kit. You get a Walmart, it was a little $5, comes with pumps and balloons, a little book. That's where I first started doing it. I started doing balloons like super super simple, like one balloon dog, like really simple stuff for like my family and friends and things like that. And it was just whatever. Skip forward to high school. I had a friend of mine. His name was Terrence Sanders, who worked for a company called Balloon Distractions. And I was a freshman, and he was like, "Oh, I make so much money doing balloon animals, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And he's around, only a couple of years older than I was. And I was like, "Oh, there's money in this. Oh, wait a minute." And a little light bulb went off, and I started learning stuff. I went out to YouTube. I didn't join on with the. I went on YouTube, started following Jonathan Fudge. I saw his YouTube videos, and at this point, I had no idea that Jonathan actually lived in the same town I lived in. Not only the same town, but maybe like three neighborhoods over.
Yeah, my high school was literally across the street from your house at the time, I think. Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
what? So I'm like, free guy. We went to the same high school together and everything, but like not together, but the same high school. And I was like, oh my god. So I got a phone call from a friend of mine. He's like, oh, you know Jonathan Fudge? And I was like, yeah, I see his videos all the time. Oh, well, he wants to meet with you. I'm sorry, what? Because for me, like, it was like one of those like people that you see a lot, but you don't really like. Oh, that's just a celebrity. I was like celebrity star. I was starstruck. So I got, because they also got, we went up, I think it was a Beef O'Brady's,
Okay.
where I first met you. Went to a Beef's, and we sat down, and Jonathan was like, so, what do you, show me what show me what you can do, like, show me your best stuff. And I was like, and he's like, no, what was the question? The question was, oh God, he said, are you like, what are some other, like, do you know any of the balloon artists? What it was like, and I said, I was like, oh, well, I'm the best balloon artist that I know. I don't know any other balloon artists. So he started laughing. He thought it was funny. So like, all right, well, make me a T-Rex. And I was like, okay. So I did that two balloon T-Rex because that's what I could do because of YouTube. I was like, ta-da! He's like, okay. And then he made a T-Rex. It was like way cooler and like how all these cooler parts. I was like, oh, okay. So I started like, all right. So then I started getting really excited about it because as an artist, like I'm naturally artistic. Um, and so I was like, okay, this is really cool. So I really just started like just firing off my brain like crazy. So I started doing stuff with John from YTE. But actually, skip backwards a little bit. Kind of missed that part. I did some stuff with Balloon Distractions as well. That's where I first got into it. But I found out that it wasn't what I was really looking for as far as environment wise.
Yeah.
I was trying really hard to like, I was full fledged, full time. That's what really got me hooked, though. I got really hooked into the balloons and as a job, as like a career point there. And I only worked there for about a month or two until I was like, I got to find another company that maybe a little bit higher end. So I found YTE, and then I started that, and then I from then, you know, I kind of started getting a lot more of my own gigs coming thrown out my way, and I started being able to make my own prices, and it just escalated to the point where I was like, all right, I'm gonna go do my own thing for a while, but I still help Jonathan Fudge out. He helps me out. We throw, now we're at a point where I'm a little higher up, so I help him out because he get a little bit higher end clients. I helps me out because I get consistency, because that's really what we're, as entertainers and stuff. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, man,
Consistency.
of course. And that's I will tell you that when I first brought you on, it was funny because I could tell your enthusiasm was there. You were super excited, and I don't think anything I'm saying now will offend you, but you were not up to par with where you thought you were, which for me was really great. So I think I had you shadow me to an event for someone that hired me to be there. And I said, look, man, you're my lackey. You're carrying stuff. Just smile and just do what I tell you. You'll be fine. And so you went out, you did a good job, you followed me, and after that, you're like, okay, like I see the difference. And then you jumped on, you started doing a great job, and I think I had you work that event yourself a couple years later.
Yep,
So
yep.
that's
USF event. So they have like that festival that they have.
yeah, that's
Yep.
right, that's right. So that's cool. So Austin, let me ask you, what is your favorite balloon animal to make and why?
So I think my favorite balloon animal would probably be the octopus. I do this really insane giant octopus I do at restaurants, and I think it's you really want to wow people when you go in, and that's something for me is really simple because I do a lot of mouth inflating. So like when I'm doing like the tentacles, it's like everyone's like wow because it's more of a show because you get really big with the expressions and you make these really crazy curls. And while you're making these curls, I don't connect any of the pieces. So all I see are three round balloons. You have the two whites for the eyes and the big one for the head. So you're just looking at like this guy just has a bunch of stuff in his hands, and it just looks crazy. And all of a sudden I put it together and everybody gets all excited about it. So, but it's simple, but it's one of the bigger, simpler balloons that you can make at a restaurant, which really just blows people's minds because they're like, "It's amazing," So it's just one of those fun ones I like to do.
That's
You'll see
awesome.
a lot of my stuff. You see a lot of
Now, a lot of entertainers, when they start to do things, you start having to think about what you're doing. You have to think about how the audience is perceiving it, and you have to find ways to conceptualize that so that you can get better. Because if you don't measure something, you can't get better at it. So, Austin, is there a way that you have conceptualized entertainment? Is there something that is your checkbox to say, yes, they were entertained, yes, they were happy, and how do you, what's your journey to become a better entertainer in your head?
So in my head, there's a lot that goes with. So I look at other entertainers as influences. A lot of my fellow entertainers and artists, when they are doing crazy, amazing stuff, I'm like, oh, I want to do that. Oh, I want to try that. So I'm always trying to go up to try to get to the next level. I see stuff. It's like martial arts. You know, you can be the best martial arts ever, but there's always going to be somebody a little bit better than you, a little bit better, which strives. And for a lot of people, sometimes I can be deteriorating for a lot. Like for a lot of people, but for me, it's like my fuel. I go, okay, cool, I can. That's the next step. That's the next step. That's the next step. So I'll use that way. Also, another way that I like to gauge it is, when I'm doing an event, I want to get reactions from not just the person in front of me, but the entire surrounding area. Whether that be a restaurant, whether that be a festival, whether that be a birthday party. If I've got everybody in the restaurant say clapping and go, yeah, all right, yeah, like that's when I know I'm doing well as far as entertainment stuff. I can grow. The cool thing about being a balloon artist is just that you can have your art grow, you can have your entertainment grow, you can have you can be better entertainer, you can be better artist, you can always be better, better business side of it. You can be better at. There's so many things that you can. It's not just one thing that you're trying to get better at. There's a million things. So I look for inspiration in everyone, in every situation. And I always try to make that next event even bigger reactions, even better, art, even better stuff. And then this way, over time, that's ultimately what it takes. It's a lot of time, a lot of practice, a lot of trial, error, learning from other people's errors, and rounding yourself out as an entertainer in a whole. And that's kind of where it's right.
That's great. Now, I come from a very business background, so a lot of my stuff is business related. So, let me ask you this. If you had to give people listening advice on starting out and doing their own thing, kind of like you did, what would you suggest people do first? What's the most important thing as far as getting your name out there and getting work?
So when you first start getting started, um, focus on getting one event that is continuous, whether that's a restaurant, whether that's whatever, and have make sure that that restaurant pays you something. And I'm not saying, oh, they want to get $100 a minute. I'm saying they want to pay you $20 to show up, to do your thing. Fine, do it for $20, but do it for, and this, what you have is stability. But you're also, because they're charging something, it's not taking value away from what we do as a whole. Because if you're going out and you start getting really good, well, now you're going to get noticed by other restaurants, other venues, and you start doing well when people start coming to you, and you'll stop having to go out to other people. People come to you before, so you're not out there trying to push. So that's rule number one: find one spot, be able to kind of hone your skills. It's your practice area. Like if you're going to make the mistakes when you're early. Find one spot where you can kind of tweak and figure it out. And then once you feel like you're good enough, then you can start talking up. And also, if you start getting good enough, having a restaurant like that, business cards. You don't have to have a business to have business cards. Have somebody to be able to contact me. So while you're doing this event for free, pass out every single time you do it. You entertain somebody, whether that's side table magic, whether that's balloons, whether that's face painting. Don't care. Say, here you go. Here's a business card. Most people will take it. Pass out your information like wildfire, because people are going to notice when you start getting better. All of a sudden, they go, "Oh, this guy was really good. I want. Oh, where's it?" They're going to be able to contact you. They're going to find you again. And having that regular spot. Let's say they lose a business card. What that happens? Well, they know you're going to be out there every Tuesday from this time to this time. They know you're there. So having that consistency helps grow your business. But you have to start with one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great advice. Yeah. So, let me ask you, Oskin, do you have a favorite type of event?
Favorite type? I think I love doing corporate stuff because you get away with a lot more riskier designs and jokes. So there's a lot more older people. I really like doing the bigger stuff like that. But really, any crowd type situation where I can do, you know, one thing and really wow everybody. I'm very expressive. Even when I'm talking now, my hands are moving a lot. I'm very expressive. I'm normally the biggest personality in the room wherever I go. So the fact that I'm an entertainer is just a bonus.
Yeah,
But there's large crowds of people. If I can connect to a larger scale, that's what I want. That's always what I want. So if I have a lot of just whatever event has tons of people, that's where I want.
that's great. And you were telling me earlier that you're actually, well, you're based in Florida, but you're considering going to Florida Super Jam this year?
Yeah. I'm gonna be going out to Florida Super Jam this year. It's gonna be out in Orlando. I'll be out there. I'm gonna go the full ride. I think it's like 3 or 4 days. But I want to go out there the full ride. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I have a lot of friends of mine who go out there that do this industry, and I really want to go out and hang out. But it's been hard to be able to do that because I do have a lot of stuff going on in my home life. I'm a father, husband, and I'm the sole breadwinner. So I have to make sure that things are stable here before I can go. But there's an opportunity for a few years down the road that I really want to jump on. So I'm going to go ahead and do this year and make it happen because I feel like overall it's worth it. And I can see all my friends hang out. I can play for a little while, and I don't get much time to go play. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
So
understand. Now, you glazed over something, but I don't think you realize how cool it is, and a lot of people struggle with it. You have a family of, is it five? Five of you?
so I got 4 kids, my wife, and myself.
Oh, it's a
So
family of seven.
seven.
Four, five,
Yeah.
six, six. Yeah, public
Yeah.
school
Yeah.
guys. Sorry. But you got a pretty big family, and you actually take care of your entire family with your income from your entertainment, correct?
Yep.
So I don't think a lot of people hear that, and a lot of times I think people hear making a living as an entertainer, and they think birthday parties, or they think weekends, or they think um, only able to work 2 or 3 days, which in some cases is how it works. But as I'm sure you know, it takes more regular work and including during the week. Can you kind of, I know we're at a weird time right now, but can you kind of jump back a month and tell us what your week looks like? Like, what is an average week in the life of a full-time family providing entertainer?
Yeah. So what I have is I have a couple of again, it's all about that consistency. I've got a couple of restaurants. Last up, I have the Hilton Hotel in Clearwater that I have contracts with. I have
And what do you do with the
the
Hilton?
I do the stuff for the Hilton. I do face painting and balloons at the same time for the Hilton.
Okay.
Um,
So do you just come with
but
both rigs set up and kind of work on what they want?
then the kids come up and say, I want this or this, and and they get back in line, if I have time for them and they get back through, they can have the other one if they want. But
So
I
is the Hilton, is that just in the lobby?
it's by the pool. I'm actually right next to the
Okay.
pool, right between the pool and the beach. I'm like right there outside, and I've got a little. They have me underneath a nice little canopy, and I have like these cool little rope sets, like set up, like velvet rope set
You
up
even have
right
like
behind.
stanchions and everything, so you're looking like hardcore over there.
Yeah, yeah,
That's cool. So sorry to cut you off. Okay, I was just excited because that's I don't think a lot of people realize that hotels are a possibility even.
yeah. It's big, especially out in Florida. You got people out here on vacation. And that's where they're going to really want to see it happen. So, but yeah, so I do the Hilton out there, and then I do a taco bus. It's going to sound silly, but it's a taco bus. But it's on the hill. It's in the Hilton. It's actually built not in the Hilton. It's on Pier 60 in Clearwater. It's
Okay.
built into the Edge Hotel. So all the hotel guests go downstairs, and the taco bus is right built into the actual building itself. So I'm technically working for the Edge
So
Hotel,
just
but
for those guys that don't know, Taco Bus is this big thing in Tampa where it started is exactly how it sounds. It's a school bus they turned into like a taco truck, and it's just as nasty and disgusting as you'd imagine it to be. But
oh,
they make an awesome set of like food. So
oh,
it really took off, and I guess the owner decided to franchise it or something, and it's just spread virally like everywhere, all over Tampa. I've got a taco bus I can walk to from my house. It's in a gas station now next to me, which is really cool. So okay,
yeah,
so you're working the hotel, you're working the sounds like a restaurant essentially nearby.
right, right.
Yeah,
And then those are the two down there. Um, and then I'll also go back to Clearwater in a minute, but I do another one out in near Tampa. It's a Beef O'Brady's that I do.
yeah,
Um, so I'm out there doing that restaurant. That's a weekly thing, and then I'm doing the this thing called First Friday. It's this thing for it's a music festival that they have
okay.
on the first Friday of the month, and they pay pretty lucratively. And I go out there, and it's at the premium outlet malls right off of right off of Land O'Lakes. When you get into Land O'Lakes in Florida, it's right there. It's a big outlet mall they just built. So I do the first Friday out there doing my thing. So that's stable. I have Hillsborough County, which is a county in Florida that hires me once a month to do this outreach program. That's another very lucrative gig. That's once a month. It falls on one of the Saturdays. It's different Saturdays sometimes, so it's never like, oh, it's the first or the fifth or the third or whatever. It's always like one of them.
Yeah.
But I go out there and I do that, um, and then I have birthday parties, obviously, and other events that pop out. But then I also have, let's say I'm not making any money, right? Okay, no, I don't have any gigs booked for at least 2 days. Normally I work 6 days, 5 or 6 days a week. Now, if let's say, there's a cancellation or something else happened, well, all right. I go down to Pier 60, again, out in Clearwater. They have this thing called the Sunset Festival, where it's just street performers. People go out there, they tip their hat, you know what I mean? They perform, then they get tips. Well, living in Florida, it's a tourist destination. It doesn't matter what time of year you're out there. You have people from all over the world go on break at all types of different times. People go on vacations all the time. So, and it's funny because you'll be out there and you'll have a whole, okay, oh, looks like, Ireland's on vacation because that's everyone's has the brogue walking around with a very Irish brogue, and then okay, I guess somewhere in Spain is and then everybody's Spanish, everybody's speaking in Spanish, and I'm like, oh, so you can see the season. It's funny, but it's a lot of fun. I go out there and I do like the living statue thing where I paint my body all silver. I do a statue, or I go out there as Captain Twist, who's my pirate character. but my pirate is on stilts, and I'm doing balloons on stilts as a pirate out by the beach, and it gets crazy.
That's cool.
Um,
So you mentioned doing tips in a couple of ways, and I'm familiar with Clearwater, so it's basically a daily busking festival essentially. So my question that I like to ask every busker, and you can extend this to restaurants and even to birthday parties, what has been your most interesting tip?
okay, so most interesting tip would probably be, hmm, I got one. This is weird. So I did a table, and they're like, "Oh, we'll get you back." And this rarely ever happens, right? So I did a thing where I made really awesome stuff. It was right after Infinity War came out,
Uh-huh.
and I made this giant gauntlet, like the Infinity Gauntlet for this kid. It took me forever, but it was a slow restaurant, so I was like, yeah, I got time to do something really crazy. So I gave this kid the gauntlet, and then made a really big Spider-Man, and I basically it all themed because it was his birthday. And so he wanted all of that for the theme. They just got finished watching the movie, so they were all in their head still. So hooked him up, and they're like, "Okay, we'll get you later." And then they left. And I was like, oh, "Okay." And I was like, "It happens, it happens." But again, I wasn't freaking out because I got paid by the restaurant to be there, so I was like, "Whatever. If they don't tip me, they don't tip me. There's no harm, no foul."
Yeah.
But they came back 3 weeks later.
Wow.
3 weeks. The guy came in and gave me $500. $500. He was like, "Hey, I was gonna give you money, but we tapped out. So here's 500." 3 weeks later, and I was like, "What?" At first I was like, "No, I can't accept that." He was like, "No, no, no, this is all interest. We're gonna give you $100. It's been a long time, so we went ahead and put interest on there." I was like, "Oh my god."
That's a good interest. I'd be willing to
Yeah,
loan money to him anytime.
exactly. Holy cow. Yeah, I gave him $500, and he didn't even stay to eat. He just ran in really quick
Wow.
and just in my hand, and then they just left
That's
because
awesome.
again, he knew where I was. I'm there every Friday, so like came in and there you go.
That's really
So that
cool,
was
man. That's awesome to hear. It's funny. I ask people that, and some people will be like, "Oh, pocket lint." Like you get really interesting tips, but I mean, a big chunk of change like that's really cool. But I think I remember seeing that Infinity Gauntlet too on Facebook. It was pretty cool.
yeah.
So, another thing too is I have actually noticed, and for you guys that don't know, Austin has a Facebook page, and he pushes his stuff all the time. And very often, I'm going to have you talk a little bit more because I don't actually know all the details. Austin is doing Facebook Live. So, Austin,
Yeah.
what have you found with Facebook Live? Like, what is it good? Is it bad? Is it indifferent? Is it just something to keep you busy? What's going on with that?
So Facebook Live, I started doing mostly for getting my name out there. I've been doing this at this point for a long time, and I wanted to, but again, I'm not very well known. But I'm at a point now where I'm like, I really want to go to the next level, and the best way to do that is utilizing technology.
Yeah.
And I'm not very tech savvy at all. I have no idea. So really, Facebook Live came from me not knowing how to use the interwebs and knowing. Saw like, oh, hit this live button, and it says go live now. I had to hit two buttons in the same spot twice. Boop, boop. Oh, cool! Now I'm live. Now everybody can see me do my thing. So I was like, this is great. This is really easy. So I started doing that, and then I started finding out that people really, looking forward to it. I've had people coming to me for advice. I have people coming to me saying, "Hey, I'm really nervous about doing this next gig. I don't know how to work this, or I just started. I really want to get into doing another thing, but there's one guy. He's like, "Oh, I'm a little heavier set, and I'm really self-conscious about things." I was like, "Hey, wear some painter overall, like those overalls, get the painted ones, like tie dye them. I'm helping people with their looks. I'm helping people establish. You know what I mean? Like all these people are coming to me and asking for. I'm like, this is really affecting people, and in a really positive way. So that's when I was like, okay, that's when it just kind of became. So it was me just playing at first, and then it became people are actually benefiting from watching these videos. People are actually enjoying the content. People are intrigued by it, and I'm like, you know what? If this can help somebody, if this is going to help, if my advice or if my, idea that they saw, like, oh, I didn't think about doing that with the balloon for that one, because I'll do things where I had a camera aimed on me at events, and I'm doing my things. People can actually watch my events live from home and get ideas and be, or have their kids watching. They can entertain their kids at home, like things like that they weren't planning on going out, but oh my gosh, check this out, and then makes them jealous, and then birthday party calls and things like that from something that I was just doing to help everybody else, and then and then you give out love to, and you get a lot of it back in return. I've noticed a lot. Whatever you put out into the world, it comes back to you.
Yeah.
Uh, and so I've been blessed with a lot of new friends and a lot of I've been blessed to be able to help out a bunch of fellow artists and other people. Like there was a child who who's autistic who reached out. His mom reached out to me and was like, "Your Facebook's lives, please don't ever stop. They are now a part of my son's routine."
That's awesome.
And people who are autistic, once they have that routine, if you start breaking that routine, it starts to get really, it can affect them.
Yeah.
So this lady was like, my son is obsessed with you. Whenever he sees that you're live, he stops everything he's doing. They notice that he normally has he does rubber bands. He has like 3 or 4 like rubber bands that he messes with, and he'll stop playing with them. He'll just like memorize
Awesome.
into the camera, and that's a huge thing. And so like that was like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
my cousin,
But,
he does photos. He takes pictures of everything.
yeah,
So,
so
yeah.
that's his.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's great. The gentleman who watches over him, he laughs. He's like, "Yeah, we get all these photos, and I have to empty the SD card so that I can put them here and put them there. And then I go to the store and I get some of them printed out, and he has these albums. Everybody else has a bookshelf. He has a photo shelf, and he just looks through these pictures and just loves it. So it's really cool to see how um, you say routines. It doesn't matter what it is, but they can become fun. They could really be a joy, not just to their life, but to other people around them. So it's really neat. Well, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for that. The Facebook Live thing, I think, is awesome, and I think that's something that my company is trying to do more of. Like right now, we're doing Facebook Live story time, which you're actually doing tonight, which is very
yes, I
cool. So everybody watching this, you will probably miss story time tonight, but you can go to our Facebook page and you can see the rerun on that. And I'm sure Austin's gonna do some more because he's a good guy and he's planned on helping us out quite a bit. So that's great. But yeah, now Austin, is there anything that you wanted to share with anybody? Your message to um, the world as a whole?
the world as a whole, don't give up. Don't give up. If things seem like, impossible, or you feel like, oh, I really want to do something, don't say you're not going to do it. Don't say, don't put it off a dream. You know what I mean? Like, I found something I really wanted to do, and I fought for it and fought for it. And everyone was like, what are you talking about? You're going to do balloon animals? How are you going to make a living on balloon animals? You can't support your family on balloon animals. What are you doing? And I'm like, it's not, don't stop.
Yeah,
Just keep plugging away, keep going, make goals. I set a goal for myself that I set it so incredibly high that me as a person today would never be able to achieve. That's the goal I'm going to hit one day. And then once I hit that goal, guess what? I'm going to make another goal. It's way, way too high for me to achieve. And I'm going to hit that goal. So, and that's exactly how you guys should do it, man. Like, just if you feel like, if you want to be the world's greatest dog walker, be the world's greatest dog walker. If you want to be the world's best, painter, do it. Do it. If you want to be whatever it is that you guys aspire to do, just keep going for it. Don't stop. No matter what anybody else says, you can do it. I've done it. Jonathan's done it. A bunch of other people in my life that I know have done it. There's nothing stopping you guys.
that's right. And if you guys need some help coming up with that really big goal, I highly suggest getting the book 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. It will beat you over the head again and again and say, look, man, your goal's not big enough. Your goal's not big enough. Your actions aren't big enough. You got to do bigger actions, hit bigger goals. And he talks about his story in that book. And he says, when I was starting out, he was a drug addict. He said, I just want to not do drugs. Yeah, that was my big goal. The big unreachable goal was not do drugs. He goes, and now I'm trying to hit 10 million. I'm trying to hit 10 billion. I'm trying to get these next goals in life that they weren't even dreams at the time. It's not even something that you would fathom. You're like, no, that's another world. But as you start hitting your goals, you start realizing that your goals are never big enough. As your belief grows, your ability grows, and it's a phenomenal thing. So thanks for sharing that as well, Austin. Well, it's been a pleasure. Is there any last thing you'd like to share with the audience before we
No, I'm pretty much good. I think I got everything I had to say, guys.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today. It's been a pleasure watching you grow. I've seen you in the very beginning start as just a guy that was excited about throwing some latex around, and now you are entertaining, going out, having a regular job, supporting your family, allowing your wife to stay home and take care of the kids, allowing your kids to grow up very happy lives doing what they want to be doing, and you are living a happy life doing what you want to do. And I think that's really inspiring for everybody out there. So thank you so much for joining us, Austin. Everybody else, tune in next time and we'll be interviewing somebody else. If you know somebody you would like for us to interview, let us know. If you think that you'd like to come on and say something, let me know. At this point, I'm just trying to get to know the world as a whole because if you go to conventions, you meet people that are great and good and all this, but there's so many everyday people, some everyday people that are just phenomenal that you just don't even know unless someone tells you about them. So please join us and let us know what you'd like to hear about. Let us know who you'd like to talk to, and I look forward to reading your comments.